Hi, and welcome to a brief introduction to my flight simulator cockpit. This is a project I've been working on for a number of years, and some people have expressed some interest in it, so I thought I'd give you a brief introduction to what it is, how it works, and what the final experience is like. So, just for orientation, we are in the basement of my house. We have a projector screen, so we're in the living room where we normally hang out. And I got this corner, so we're looking at a 4-foot by 4-foot by 4-foot space, which is basically the bottom half of a little closet. And over the past year and a half, I've added various little components to it until I've approximately recreated the cockpit of an A-10C Warthog. So let's step into the pit. I'm sitting here on a chair that I took some approximate plans off of actually a combination of two different sites, and it's basically assembled out of MDF, kind of a laminate assembly procedure. So as with most of the pit, authenticity wasn't necessarily my goal, but to create an experience similar to a real aircraft, at least I hope, and make sure it's fun and efficient to use the controls as well. So normally it sits in here. I've got some dust covers made up because it's sometimes a couple weeks between when I get to fly. So yanking those off, you've got the full experience here. So I will make a second part of this video, which will go into much more detail about exactly how all these things work. So at this stage I'll go over them real briefly. The heart of the controls is a retail product called the Thrustmaster Warthog. I have both the stick and the throttle. They're very high quality devices. You can get lots of information about them pretty much anywhere on the internet. So they were pretty complex to assemble, or they would have been complex to assemble, so the quality there made sense, although it's certainly a bit of an upfront investment. The rest of the pit is pretty much hand-built from various components. So the main component up front, we have a 39-inch 4K television serving as the main flight display. I've got an old, I think it's a 17-inch regular flat-screen monitor that I took the bezel off of and mounted, so that's this component. And then this is a old touchscreen. I think it came from one of those Kodak photo booths when they disassembled most of those. So that gives me some interactive controls, and I'll show you what those are for later. And the rest of the panels were hand-built, so pretty much the process was I had these laser plaques. I designed them in some software and then sent them to a laser engraver who engraved all the lettering and the cutouts and then sent them back. And then I laminated those to some aluminum panels, ordered a shocking number of switches and controls and dials from various sources on eBay, and spent more evenings than I'm proud to admit just soldering up each of those to controllers so that their state could be sent over to the computer, and then kind of teaching the simulator what to do in response to each switch. So well over 90% of what you see is functional in game. There's a couple of things that aren't, and those are because they aren't modeled in the game, so the systems just do nothing. So it was a waste of an I/O and a switch for me to wire those up. Yeah, I think that's a good version of the quick orientation. So the next video I'm going to get into some of the more nerdly technical details about how things work, and then finally we'll fire this up and go for a quick little flight.